Robbie Floyd, Peter Miller here with you as we work our way through the field. Our field is the 11 events that will determine one champion and a $1 million prize recipient at the end of the year. We got to kick it off at one of my favorite stops of 2022, and that would be the CNSD in Punta Cana. When you saw what happened in 22, it was really had me looking forward to 2023.
And you know we had to catch more Marlin than we did in 2023, and we did just that. We had 108 Marlin in 2022, and in 2023, we had 117. 9 more Marlin. We broke past it, and we needed to do that. We feel good about it, and we have amazing catches, amazing footage. We've got young anglers, older anglers. We've got families fishing here. This is a fishery that you must visit at some point in your life.
History very prevalent in this area. This is a second different location. Originally, they were down at the bottom portion. Tough to make it back and forth to the boats and weigh in each day. But now with the catch and release and these guys running only 10 miles offshore, they can also work back to the Club Nautico and really get it done each and every night.
And then we've got Lasik out here on day 3. You can hear him screaming. You know there's going to be a Marlin up in that teaser. And there he is, coming in like an airplane.
You can see those fins just sticking out, and people are like, what are those hanging up? That's the fish. It's looking at that teaser, and it was actually checking a couple of things out at the same time.
It was window shopping. It was checking everything out. They want to see what they got before they eat it. It's kind of like going into a Whole Foods. You know, do I want that, organic? Do I want this? Do I want that? You find yourself, I don't even know what kind of fruit to buy anymore.
Gave them those points. That was their only fish. Good enough for 22nd place. Didn't get them any championship points for the Sport Fishing Championship. We pay the top 20 in place. Let's move on. To this shot here, my favorite, no doubt, that we've gotten from our camera boats.
This is what we live for, Robbie. We live for the shots like these where you can see these fish come up close to the boat in that clear water, and you can see them actually coming up and eating the bait almost right out of your hand.
Again, 10, 15 miles off the coast, Rocio, a little bit tighter, just outside that 10-mile barrier.
Sigue conmigo, yo te digo cuándo parar. Sigue, para ahí. Déjalo, que yo te la quito ahora. Cuando yo se la quite, él se va a mirar. Déjalo.
Taking that run, look at that.
It's like a kind of a mirror image of what we just saw a minute ago from the other boat, from Lasik. I mean, that fish was fired up on that teaser. They teased him right up to the back of the boat, and hopefully the angler's down there with a rod ready to pitch a bait because that fish was fired up and ready to eat.
Rocio day 1, a lot of communication out there, and when we hooked up. That could be each and every time you have a white marlin, it could be 125 points.
That fish is going wild, and that was one of those rare calm days. You know, the DR always has a little bit of a chop to it, but this day, it was slick and it was gorgeous. The captains were talking about it, saying how calm it was, and it was uncharacteristic of this area.
Yeah, Rocio with the catch, it would be good enough. That would be one of their 3 white marlin they would catch in the tournament.
We had a good day today. We started around 8 o'clock. We threw the lines in. We had a bite around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then one in the afternoon. Well, you can see the fish came out to the teaser and bite the bait pretty close to the boat. We were able to release that fish as well. So we had a great day at the Rocio fishing team today. Hope the luck keeps coming.
And Robbie, you know, when you have those numbers, when you know every fish and every bite and the time, tell me you're not dialed in. Tell me you're not thinking fish 1,000% on your brain. I mean, these guys are so focused that they know every time code, they know everything that has happened, and they can tell you when they caught and released every fish.
And 3 was good enough for 17th place. That did give them SFC points if they decided to fish 3 tournaments to qualify for that SFC Offshore Championship. Everybody wants to be a winner. Everybody's gunning for the winner. Dunya Lucy did just that last year in 2022. They put the hammer down literally at the last 3 minutes, caught the fish that would win it for them. Looking back, this was This was probably the story of the year, how you can never say quit. You know, there's no quit in this team.
You can't give up. I'll tell you, Robbie, I've said it a million times, in that last minute, that last 30 seconds in the tournament where I go into hyper focus, I feel the bite coming. I know it's going to come, and we've done more damage to the other teams in that last 30 minutes than we've done in an entire 3 days worth of fishing.
It's not over till it's over. Doña Lucy, last year 9 whites, 2 sailfish. Not as good a year this year. They would get 3 whites and a sail. Different year, different circumstances, different conditions for this team.
And again, very calm. We got Rafael Casedo, the angler on the Doña Lucy, and a little sailfish action there.
Thank you for the underwater shots from our teams that have been presenting us stuff. Again, we're bringing it to you live from our cameramen as well, but you notice they have cameras on board. They were so close, they were actually able to send us some of this footage as it happened on the water.
We had a really good day fishing out of Punta Cana. We had 2 bites in the morning, and we got both of them. The first one was a sailfish, and the second one white marlin. We're having really good conditions, and the bite is pretty good on the boat, so let's see what happens in the next couple of days.
Ricardo Quiñones, good enough for 15th place this time. That was 450 points, but that gives him 700 championship points in the SFC, and a consistent day 1, day 2, and 3, just not the numbers they had last year.
That's right, and they have the white marlin and the sailfish swimming in that same area, and that's pretty common over there. And then you can also go to the blue marlin grounds, the fads, where they're catching the big boys.
Last year it took, 11 billfish to take the title. This year, how many did it take? Let's just say it's really, really close.
Yeah, that was a couple of jumps out there. It looks to me like they had a double, possibly a triple going. They're staying pretty busy. There's a lot of scream in there, which tells me that there was probably another marlin free swimming nearby that they wanted to pitch a bait to, and they did just that.
That could always be a factor. Grace, one of the top teams, the Vieja family, one of the standard bearers, have been there since day 1. Grandpa actually donated the land that the Club Náutico is on. Dad on board, having an organ transplant last year, couldn't fish with us. He was with us this year. Senor Simo there, and Grace with all the elegance of catching those white marlin. And there were a few blue marlin caught as well, so you're right. It's a possibility. They saw something out there. I think 6, 7 blue marlin caught in what is typically a white marlin tournament.
Yeah, there was a lot of white marlin there. That's a light tackle fishery, and that's really what you want to do when you're fishing out of that area.
Very excited, very happy. 10 minutes left to reel in the lines, and white marlin came up on the right teaser. He bit my last line, let it go. Still had the bait. We thought we lost it, but it came up on my left long line. He didn't bite super aggressive. I had to snap it off. But we hooked it. Quick fight, good fish. So yeah, very happy. 3 for 3 today. And yeah, looking forward to the next couple days. Very happy with today.
Diego Vieira, the third generation angler for this tournament, getting it done with more time still to go. They were one of the ones to look for. There was no question about it.
And 100% ratio, 3 for 3, that is a good ratio. That's the kind of ratio that you want every day, but that's hard to do, but they did it.
Race was moving on up. They would eventually finish in 11th with those 5 white marlin caught. We're going to see what the top 10 did.
Just see Siguapa on day 1, day 2, and day 3, you know, they're very consistent. They got a 3, a 2, and a 2. That is some good work by Siguapa.
7 total billfish for Siguapa, 875 points for that team. That was good enough to give them an 8th place finish. We're on our way through the top 10, but you see fairly calm conditions on this particular day.
Oh, yeah. And at this point, you know, they're fighting these fish, and they're putting a little pressure on them because they want to raise them up to surface. That's a good-sized fish right there.
Get a nice drone shot from our camera crew as well, the guys at Preach. Zooming on in.
Nice white marlin. A little thicker, a little stronger than the sailfish, a little more fun to catch, you know. They've got a little extra power, a little oomph.
Now, Malcriada actually finished just behind them, but Siguapa caught more white marlin to make up for that one blue marlin that Malcriada had. But high fives all around. They would finish in 8th. We move from Siguapa with our Garmin team spotter. Who next? That would be Team Liquid, who would finish in a tie for 4th with Milujo. 5 white marlin, 1 blue marlin in the mix. So we finally get to see or hear about the blue marlin.
And that's got to be the blue because it's looking large and in charge as they're backing down. That drone is picking up that footage on the lower corner of the screen. You can see it darting back and forth.
Yeah, those whites got up on top, bounced around a little bit, 100-pounders. Those blues weigh a little bit more. They fight a little bit more. And they can
that's for sure. And on 30-pound test, you know, it can be a quick catch because they'll stay up on the surface with that light drag.
And they just dropped out to go catch another one that day. Again, Liquid with 5 whites and 1 blue marlin. San Elias would finish in 2nd. They got a blue, but they also got 8 white marlin. Again, I had said it a moment ago, Doña Lucy took the victory last year with 11 total billfish. We're getting close with San Elias. They had 9.
Yeah, that is nothing to sneeze at. That is a great showing when you're out there in the DR. 2, 4, 2 plus a blue. I mean, that is nice work.
Squeezing the stuff and stuff. The same thing you hope that billfish does. It gets a little taste of the good stuff.
That's right. The little squeeze, little oil comes out, and they're like, oh, this is real. I'm going to stick around for a minute. But that's what I love. These guys with their hands on the line, you could feel it before the fish snaps it out, and you have a better shot at completing the mission and hooking that fish.
Day 1, had a good day for San Elias. Again, the rod's ready for hearing that magic sound, that magic feel, that magic touch. San Elias was hooked up on D1. Wrap around, that's a qualified catch there, Peter.
Yeah, you'll find out that some of the best teams have their hands on the line the entire time because when they're in the rigger, they want to feel that bite before it actually snaps out.
I remember earlier we were seeing a bunch of white marlin guys up near the top. That one blue marlin we saw on the team just a moment ago on Liquid. Down a little bit deeper, want to put on a fight, but here we have San Elias on day number 2. What do we have here, Pete? I think that's a big one. Oh, no, that might be a white.
I think it looks like a white marlin doing his little jump, his pick and roll over there. He's doing his thing. Little greyhounds, little squirrely jumps.
Reason being is I know that they did catch a blue on day number 2. I was a little early. Now you say that doesn't...
going wild. I don't like to see that. I don't like greyhound jumps. That fish is the kind of fish that jumps over the line.
That's that one dog in the neighborhood that just won't stop.
And then he hits the teaser again. Look at this. He's in the air hitting the teaser, doing a Michael Jordan hang time wackarooski.
Watch out, Sparky. These are supposed to be fun size, Peter.
They are pretty fun. And that fish right there is looking really sharp underwater with that HD footage.
Shows you how clear the water was in the Dominican Republic.
Today is a great day. We have 7 for 5, 4 whites or 1 blue. nice blue, around 300 pounds. So it's a wonderful day.
And there's where you get the Elias out of San Elias, the team there, and that was good. That's quality. You get a blue marlin, that's 350 points. Those are the big bonuses at this tournament.
And Robbie, that's a no-joke blue marlin. You saw the thickness on that back, the shoulders on that fish, on that light tackle. Very impressive, very powerful moment for those guys. That's got to be exciting.
San Elias coming through at the very end. This was with 10 minutes left of the final day, still with a shot of winning the title. Again, I believe this would be their 8th white marlin. They already had a blue. The thing is, they needed to make up a little more ground. They needed one more blue marlin to take the title. But with 10 minutes, you'll take anything you can. And instead of a tie for maybe 4th, you stand alone 2nd.
There's something to be said for catching fish because it creates such a ruckus in the water that other fish will come around to check out what's going on. And that's why some of these boats that are doing so well continue to catch, because they're doing exactly that.
Garmin Team Spotter. Well, we talked about, our field up to 2nd place. What does that leave us with? It leaves us with a winner. And our winner just so happened to catch the first blue marlin of the tournament. Big bonus, Picara with 350 points, plus that extra 100 points for catching the first blue. That really set their tone. We didn't necessarily have a cameraman on board, but to show you how close they were to the shore, they would send us stuff from the boat, from their phone, or even give us video at the end of the night when they were coming in to party.
Yeah, it's incredible how the technology's changed and how things are going for us over here at the Sport Fishing Championship. And these guys, for them to catch the first blue marlin at 450 points and continue on to take it to the hole, it's very impressive. That's not easy to do, to hold your lead and take it all the way to the end.
Yeah, again, Malcriada, Parapapa, Milujo, Liquid, and San Elias also with blues. But to catch that first, that extra 100 bonus points, they would only win by 250. So when I was talking about San Elias, they were 1 fish shy. They catch another blue, they would have won this tournament.
Yeah, and 150, yeah, that's incredible. It's a tight race. Anytime you're fishing, it's going to be a tight race.
There's some big boats out there like the Picara. Quality field. And again, this was a 3-day tournament where they went back and forth each and every day. Unlike our Gulf Division events where once they leave, they're out there.
Right. It's nice to be able to get back to the dock and freshen up and have a little party, have some food and kind of reminisce about the day.
You think these guys know how to party?
I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm pretty sure we saw them every night.
Pretty active.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw them every night.
Pretty active in the party scene.
Fishing and party scene, and they can play some dominoes too, man. They can slap some bones.
Hey, Robbie, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Let's get it.
Is this the winning fish for Picara? Because again, they all add up, and I mentioned how Doña Lucy had 9 white marlin and 2 sailfish to take the title last year. I believe this is Picara's final fish. They wouldn't have 9 whites, they would only have 8, but they did have 2 sailfish and the blue marlin plus.
Gotta be the tambourine.
Yeah, shake your rump shaker. We typically have rump shaker in our.
You gotta shake it like a salt shaker.
Oh well. It's funny, we have salt shaker and rump shaker, I believe, in our field in the Gulf Division.
That's right. You got to shake and you got to bake.
You go, Ricky Bobby.
You got to shake it before you bake it. Listen, that is a beautiful shot. Look at that fish going away. That is a thick marlin. That is a nice white marlin. Get that teaser out of the way. Come on, guys.
Once again, Team Picara, your champion to kick off the 2023 season. It didn't count towards the Gulf or the Atlantic, but it did count towards the Sport Fishing Championship. If they fish 2 more events, that could give Picara a chance, and they have each and every stop to prove themselves with 2 rounds to go.
They've got what it takes. Let's put it that way.
What an event. Looking at the numbers, even better than last year when you didn't think it could get any better. 117 billfish caught. Picara, the best of the group. Look how tight the field was.
It was definitely a tight field. And, catching 9 more billfish this year than last year is just something we were hoping to see. We got to see it. It just shows that these guys upped their game. We've upped their game. Our broadcast coming in live like that with that footage. The game is on high. It set the bar at number 10.